Another week, another dub. So, of course, we've got to celebrate all of that here on the Sooner or Later Sports Show, a Hog Media production presented by Sleeper. That's Coop. I'm Jay. Thanks for pulling up here on the YouTube channel and listening. Wherever podcasts are downloaded and listen to while you're here. Please wipe your feet and like, subscribe, rate, review. Give us 5 stars. Y'all don't think we deserve it. Go ahead and give us 5 anyway and gift it. So, on today's episode of the Sooner or Later Sports Show, me and Coop got a lot of fun stuff to dive into here, like Oklahoma's 9-2. I really hope everybody understands it's actually out there celebrating it. We'll look at both sides of the ball, as well as we're going to dive into what's happening in the SEC. We'll also look at the polls like we always do and, speculate on what's next. There's a lot of exciting things to talk about, so we're going to jump right into a lot of that stuff. Shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. If you haven't checked them out for daily fantasy ball, you are definitely missing out. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Plus, they'll give you $20 just for checking them out. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Coop! Happy Sunday, my man. How are we doing today?
Happy Sunday. You know what? I see your shirt, and I think we're gonna try to do a little giveaway, a little
good in the hood, baby.
Little Opolis shirt giveaway here on the show today too. So I don't know if we're gonna do this kind of on the fly. I think maybe some trivia or something, or just post on your socials. I hate candy corn, something like that, which is going to get you.
Wow.
I went there.
Wow. The level of disrespect that I'm receiving on my candy corn is a lot more than I would have anticipated. But you know what? It's all right, man. It's all right. I won't fight you right now, but hey, get in the chat. Y'all are here. Who is this Kmart individual? That sounds extremely stupid.
Not sounds. I'm gonna go with leans toward potentially being.
Oh yeah, it's dumb. It's probably the dumbest thing.
But
I've
anyway,
seen here. We'll just go ahead and get rid of that. We're not gonna waste our time.
No, let the chat take care of them.
Yeah, we're not gonna waste our time with stupid people today. But yeah, it has been good to see every single one of y'all. Please hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. You know what I love to see though, Coop? The thing that has warmed my heart. Oklahoma's 9-2. I don't think people understand the relevance and excitement behind that is. Oklahoma is 9-2. So Coop, I want to get your first feelings on that. We won the game 17-6, and we are 9-2. How you feeling about it?
Great. Went to the game. Absolutely. Well, they were a little frozen. You had to thaw them out a little bit. And Missouri tried to lull us to sleep. But the game was great. This was, I think I turned and I said it to some of the people who sit around us, Jay, and I was just like, this seems like, that was an 11-point victory, right? It after the second drive by Missouri, it never felt like Missouri had a chance to, and the game never felt in doubt. It felt like there was always going to be a play made on our side. And Jay, I think this game was a lot worse than even the score shows up, and we'll get into that shortly. But let's see here, 9 wins. You are well over the projected win totals from anybody. There's a lot of people who, were talking about the ceiling for OU was potentially 9-3. A lot of people potentially 8-4 was the ceiling. I think that you are at the ceiling and you're ready to go past. But that game was never in doubt. Never in doubt.
At all. And it's funny because as you say that, the interesting thing behind the 9-3 piece is when we were talking about this going into the season, the big question was, would this LSU game be like a precursor to potentially the playoffs. Like, this would be that play-in excitement game. And technically it is, while at the same time, LSU is not very good right now. That Western Kentucky game was bad. And I don't think it's going to get any better for them until after they, I guess, land Lane Kiffin. If that's what's going on right now, I don't know. But yeah, it's not one of those where I feel any faith in anybody's offense against this defense right now. Regardless of how good of a passing team you are, especially if you're a good running team, I don't expect you, because this defense has gotten better every single. They have grown week over week, especially going up against some of these really good passing teams.
And Jay, you go up against Alabama and Missouri with sides of the ball. Get into something I shared with you before we came live, but like Alabama, very, very, very good at throwing the ball. No R. Mason Thomas. Missouri, very, very, very good at running the ball. No R. Mason Thomas. So you're doing some of these things without your best players. And this defense is legit. And if you have any doubt on this defense, I mean, you are either a hater, an absolute non-ball knower, or you're just a troll. Like, at this point, and I'm gonna make this statement right now. I said it at the beginning of the season. I think we're getting to the spot to where it's not like, oh, look at Oklahoma's schedule and what they have to go through. It's look at everybody else's schedule and see that they got Oklahoma on their schedule.
Get them.
Nobody wants to see this defense. Nobody wants to see this defense. This defense is legitimate.
Get them.
And I think even a piss poor game by the officials couldn't make this game interesting.
Get them.
It's not just like they're really good at tackles for loss, which they are significantly head and shoulders above anybody else in the country. They're up at the top of the country in sacks.
Get them.
Without your top sack man.
Get them.
Right? You got two corners. You got a sophomore and a true freshman leading your team at corner. Then you rotate in guys like Davon Jordan. You rotate in Jacoby Johnson. You don't even have Gentry Williams. And they make you feel their presence every snap. It's crazy. So year number 4, this defense is what we all hoped it would be. It's suffocating. It's punishing. If you want to play conservatively, you're not going to gain any yards. If you want to play aggressively, we're going to turn you over. So which one do you want? You can have your yards and then hand us the ball, or you can play conservative and we're still going to tackle for loss. We're still going to sack you, and you're not moving down the field.
Get them. That's exactly it. That's what we are, man. We're a defense first team, and unfortunately the offense is competent enough for us to continue to be successful. Without all the injuries beforehand, you probably finish 11-1, right? You probably had a chance if everything was quote unquote perfect or close to it. But what you realize is the defense is just it. That Brent Venables told y'all he's really good at calling defenses. That's why he's going to go ahead and take over it. He tried to bring somebody in to try to lighten things up. He's like, you know what? Nah, I'm good at it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And he's doing it. And so the big question here around, let's start jiving into the positions and the sides of the ball that we're the most excited about, the ones that put the biggest smiles on our face. I do think we should start and praise the defense because we got things to talk about the offense, and I kind of want to caution everybody on the conversation around the offense. It's not going to go the way a lot of people really think. Some of you do understand where we're going to go here because there's really no reason to bash on the offense anymore. The offense is what it is. We're going to talk about what win we did get out of the offense and be happy about it because offense is what it is for the rest of the season, at least until we get a few weeks off. They win against LSU. They'll get a couple of weeks off. They can rest. Body parts can start to heal. Finals can be completed. And then you can start looking at what that looks like going into the playoffs. You just got to win this weekend. So let's talk defense, Coop, because I'm really, really, really impressed at a few stats that comes down the line from this game. First and foremost, Ahmad Hardy, the nation's top rusher. I actually think statistically he still is the nation's top rusher. I don't think that he's lost that mantra yet. Let's see. Rushing yards nationally. He is second in the country. Jacksonville State's running back just surpassed him by 41 yards.
48 yards.
He has 1403 and Cook has 1444 is what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm seeing something.
I'm seeing 1451 on ESPN.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm
40
on
yards.
college football stats. So yeah, roughly 40 yards. And he still averaged 127 yards per game. We held that man to 57 yards, Coop. 57 yards. Jamal Roberts, their other elite running back out there. Jamal Roberts is good. He'd be a starting back in just about any school in the country, right? Like as a sophomore.
If he like cover wagons, holler at your boy.
He's good. He'd be a great additional piece, especially with all the hurts we got. But 597 yards as the second back on the roster. We held him to what? 14 yards. 14, Coop. The thing that makes me the happiest about how this team has functioned and has played is these numbers are lovely. And this is what you want out of a defense. So you give up rushing wise, Coop. Between those two, 71 yards, because Bo had a -1 in net, which dropped it to 70. But they had 71 yards. John Mateer had 60 yards rushing himself.
Yeah.
This defense is real. It's not perfect. Something's going to be ugly. But it's real. I just want y'all to understand that.
And hey, I mean, the feel of the game, I will say this, is first drive. Like I said, lull everybody to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Brent Venables was doing on the sideline? Some people who call him a coke addict and a crazy person and dude needs like 6 get-back coaches. First drive, Brent's over there like this a lot.
He's understanding. He's assessing the area, right?
He's understanding. And so here's the fun part. I think that they had... I'm going to work in reverse here just because the math's not going to work out. We allowed 0 rushing yards in the second half. After 5 minutes and change in the first quarter, we allowed 5 rushing yards. So they got everything in that first quarter that they were getting.
We seem to do that in a lot of these games. Like, that's been the way that we have played just about all these games over the last few weeks, is we're giving up a lot of it early, and then you start seeing him turn up. And it's you can tell that he's filling it out. He's trying to see, okay, what do they want to do? How do they want to run this? All of that. He fills them out, and then the next thing you know, we end them. That's it.
It is. And it's every level, Jay.
Yeah, that's what makes it more impressive. They were on third down. Let me pull up the full game stats to look at. Third down, they were, 3 for 15 on third down conversions?
Yes, sir.
Let me get you a better look. I think this one will be a much better look if we can get some
which is 20% if you don't have your calculator handy.
Yeah, I don't have my handy-dandy notebook in front of me, but yeah. 3 for 15. 2 of those conversions came in the first quarter. The third one didn't happen until when? The fourth.
Yeah.
That impresses the hell out of me. Again, this is the best running tandem in college football right now.
I mean, we just saw if you need a tune-up game in order to go in front of it, they had their tune-up game. They had Mississippi State, the 16th worst rushing defense in the SEC, 16 teams in the SEC, so dead last for the uninformed.
Yeah.
Ahmad Hardy ran for 300 yards.
Oh my gosh.
He comes in here.
Wild.
He got off a little bit. But, like Thanos, this defense is inevitable. They get down in the red zone, and all it takes is one dude popping through the middle. And I think it was G Baby. Halton pops through the middle. He gets held. You move him back 10. And then it was like, I believe it was, let's see here. There was, let's see here. See, penalty. Oh, yeah. I don't even want to talk about the penalties right yet. But.
Oh, no. We'll file grievances about these refs soon, so don't worry about it.
So, I mean, you get negative 1 yard, sack, negative 3 yard. I mean, you're just ending every single one of these drives with them just moving back. And even like there were times to where Miller would punt and they would get the ball. I mean, there was a couple times he punted it into the end zone and you're like, dadgummit, we couldn't pin him back. And I remember, so I took my daughter with me and two of my friends, people around us had some Mizzou fans. They quit talking about 6 minutes, into the first quarter. They, the confidence kind of started growing. They were waiting for it, and they couldn't pop through. And the entire game flipped in a heartbeat on them. And then they were like, ugh. But it drives me nuts because I've seen on Twitter and I've seen everywhere else. People are like, man, our offense is crap. It wasn't crap last week. You were doing whatever you wanted on offense last week. Maybe you go in and you go, damn, this defense is just unnecessary. It's not fair. It's really just not fair. And it's not like we're doing this in the ACC or doing this in the Big 12 or doing it and playing some chump, non-conference out of schedule, independent schedule. This is the freaking SEC that this is happening. You're playing against grown men. You're playing against guys who are going to fill NFL rosters.
Yeah. You're playing against this defense just... Don't worry, we're going to talk offense and stuff too in a minute. But no, this defense, I just feel like they deserve so many flowers just because of how well they have adjusted and how well they have played over just the course of this season. They've gone against some of the most prolific offenses in college football. Remember, the teams that we've played here in the SEC this year statistically are some of the top offenses. They put up numbers. We're not going to get scrubbed. Ole Miss in just total offense, they're third raw numbers. Tennessee is fourth. See, Alabama was up here. See, Missouri's 27th. And that's total offense. All of them averaging well over 400 yards per game. Every single Alabama's 42nd. They're averaging 415. Missouri, because of all the running they do, 436. Tennessee, 491. Ole Miss, 493. So we've had challenges. Teams that can put up numbers. Only one that got us Texas got us post-injury situation. Same thing with Ole Miss. But everybody else, we do what we're supposed to do.
And Jay, why was OU a 7.5 point win total? One reason. Why did everybody say they could be salty, but schedule?
Man, that gauntlet was going to get us. Remember, we're going to go back to this, Coop, because I feel like we deserve to take some laps on this, like we've been saying. Remember, beginning of the season, the thing we talked about was how this schedule is a challenge, but it may not be as tough as people think. Well, we kind of showed that. We showed that, yeah, this is a tough schedule, but ain't as hard as you think. And there you go. Look at that. Nation leader in ranked wins. When we faced them, All these teams were ranked. Michigan, Auburn, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri. We were 5-2. I'm sorry, 5-1 against teams that were ranked when we faced them. 5-1. Only team that got us was Ole Miss. Then we lost to an unranked Texas. Whatever. You hate losing the rivalry games, but it is whatever. But look at this. That is bananas to me, because the gauntlet was supposed to eat us up. Everybody kept saying it's going to be so tough. It's so much work. It's going to be so hard. Yeah.
And right there, if you're looking at it, the only team that you can say didn't hold up the end of their bargain the rest of the year is Auburn. Michigan can end up in the playoffs.
Yep.
Tennessee's going to be one of the first teams out. Alabama's going to be in the playoffs. Missouri, they're not now, but they're going to be playing like the number 4 team in the Big Ten in a bowl game. They're going to be playing the number 3 or 4 team in the SEC, ACC in a bowl game.
Yep. So
it's like every single one of these teams are going to be playing in a higher level bowl game. They're not playing in the 6-6 versus 7-6 bowl game or anything like that. Like, they're going to be playing in good. So, and I don't even want to touch in on the Texas and the Ole Miss situation, but I said it at the beginning of the year. I said I thought that at the end of the year, people are going to be going, well, maybe it was the wrong way. Maybe we should have been looking at the other team's schedule and thinking, damn, they had to play OU this year.
The gauntlet had to face
exactly, Stevie.
Oklahoma. The gauntlet had to face
100%
Oklahoma. And that's the good thing for us is just Brent Venables proving that he's able to build another elite defense. And so I want to talk about some of the defensive plays. Don't worry, like I said, we're going to talk offense. Stick around. We're going to go heavy into some offensive stuff, but there's some plays that I think deserve a little bit of love and attention on the defensive side of the ball. We saw some pass rush that was actually really good. We got some turnovers. We have 8 turnovers, Coop, in the last, what's this? 3 games that we played, 4 weeks total, 3 games. We've got ourselves that's
and pretty. You're not counting blocked field goals, and you're not counting turnovers on downs. Which, if you got to count those, that number's higher. And so, I feel like Missouri got a lot of extra opportunities courtesy of our striped friends. There was the situation that they called it on PJ on the sideline. You stop him on third down, and it ended up actually being Danny Okoye, who apparently stood over the top of a guy that was down on the ground. You had 3 pass interference calls on the defense, or 2, but I know the Jacoby Johnson one was
Jacoby
weak.
One, Eli Bowen one. I don't think Cortland got hit with one this week, which is good.
No, but
I'm actually surprised.
They were awful. And if you were in the stadium, anytime anything happened, Missouri would run a play. As soon as the play was over, the entire crowd was laying into the referee. Yeah, nothing happened except for just the play. It was that the referees helped get the crowd juiced when it was quiet.
Thank you, refs. We appreciate that.
So thank you. And so this team has gone out and they have overcome some of these situations. But individuals, Taylor Wine. I'm going to start Taylor Wine, Jay. That boy good. And
boy is good.
I continue to just be more and more impressed with him. He is unrelenting. He is getting chipped. He is getting double teamed at times. The moment he sees daylight, it's over. He is forcing people. He forced a false start. I think it was by Norfleet, the tight end. He forced that. There was the play to where the quarterback was trying to roll away out from him, and the running back ran into Pribula and that was when Wine got one of the backs. He came across and he just laid into him again after a stop. Where the offense kind of got held down. We punt the ball and we just moved them back. So Taylor Wine, first one that I think just continues to every single week show that you need to know his name.
The entire defensive line was balling. I went back and watched a lot more and just kind of pay attention to them. David Stone was eating. You saw a lot. Marvin Jones Jr., he had a really good play. He was
Very
rushing on the outside after Pribula, and Bo moved up into the pocket and looked like he was about to run. And instead of him letting the tackle continue to move him down like all the way around this way, he hit him with a back roll and immediately grabbed Bo's legs and put him to the ground. If you listen to any video that I've done on recruiting, the relentless pursuit that this team does always impresses me. That is what I look at in these recruits that we go after and the players that we're chasing after. They always go after players that are going to be hardcore on their pursuit. Like ones that don't stop regardless. And I love that about us. That is the best part.
Yeah. Traits not
we go after players
traits
that don't
not stars.
Stop no matter what.
Yeah, traits not stars. Taylor Wine reminds me of thicker Dan Cody. And for the old heads out there, Dan Cody had a motor that just on and off the field got him into crazy situations. But Dan Cody was one that, when you saw him, he was I think he was a decent amount taller than Taylor Wine. But yeah, you're going to go after that because you got Taylor Wine, you got R. Mason Thomas, you got G Baby. Like none of these guys were 5 stars. So if they find a 5-star or a high 4-star that's got these traits, it gets even better. But how many times a year do you see guys get drafted in the first round from Middle Tennessee State and weird stuff like that? And you're going, okay, well, why couldn't we get that guy? Well, a lot of it had to do with coaching. So yeah, I think I just saw it in here. Are we finally, Sujo? Yeah. Are we finally done with the BV's not the guy? Like this isn't a magic show. This isn't tricks. This isn't smoke and mirrors. These are legit results, and it's week after week after week, and people keep on saying, yeah, but can OU continue to do it this way? Jay?
I love that question, Coop.
It's last time I checked, you score 7 points and you hold your team to 6 points, you win the game. And when we get into the offense, I'll talk about some stuff, but this defense makes you feel like, you know what, there's not a team that you're going to go up against. And I'll take Texas again today. I'll take Ole Miss again today.
Well, I would love to play Texas again today.
Everybody, every single team on this schedule, we know that this team is going to be able to do things. And it's not like they're really good at just one thing. They're not really, really good in pass protection or just really, really good at run. I mean, they're good at everything. And you're going to have to earn it. And when you have to earn every single play, you get drops. You get people short-arming. You get guys who catch the ball, turn, and want to assess what's going on instead of just taking the ball upfield. Mm-hmm. You're going to get holding calls, which I think we saw 3 holding calls. Is that like a
They did call 3 on them. There was 3 of them on them.
I think that's 6 holding calls against us all year long now.
Yep, I think we had one against Tennessee. We got one against, I think 1 or 2 against Alabama, and then we got like 3 in this game. It was one of those where they realized, oh, if we're not getting to the quarterback, they're holding. It's kind of how the philosophy has gotten. It's funny. I tell this story often, and we're going to jump into offense right after this. I tell this story quite often, though, but when I worked in the NBA, I worked in minor leagues in the G League for a few years on the sales side out of college. And there was a player that played, Pops Mensah-Bonsu. He played for the Raptors for a little bit, but he played at George Washington in college. He was an undersized big, but he was so freaking athletic that he was really tough to guard. And so one game, he's out there just eating on us, getting boards, like just destroying the team I'm working for on the boards. And at one point, he stopped getting boards. And I heard him say to the refs, because I'm at the arena, he told the refs, if I'm not getting rebounds, they're fouling me. Watch. And every other play after that, you start seeing fouls called. Why? Because he was legitimately getting fouled if he wasn't getting the rebound. That's kind of what it looks like for us right now. It's as we're getting later and we get to get some of these better players, they're seeing that, oh, no, they're not just owning not good teams. They're actually getting past some really good offensive linemen. Like, they're for real flying past these dudes. And if we're being slowed down before we get there, it's a lot of holds. I mean, there's still a bunch of holds that wasn't called because you gotta, if you hide it properly, you can get away with it. They just missed. They missed on it. So, game is a game. But the good thing is, we're starting to get some calls because our defense is really being disruptive. So, Coop, yeah, we got to talk offense. I know. A lot of y'all don't want to hear it. I get it. But let's talk about it. First, shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. We're going to make a couple of picks as they sponsor the channel. They're going to hook you up. They're going to give you $20 just for signing up. No need to even deposit a dime, but if you decide to do a deposit, they're going to give you match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. And so if I come in here and I make, a couple of picks, this evening the Bucks are going to play. So let me see. NFL wise, we've got Tampa Bay playing. So of course I'm going to go look at our guy Baker. That's how easy it is. Pick two or more players, pick more or less on stats. But Baker's going to get 2 touchdowns against the Rams. He's going to get his revenge for when he played for them and they didn't keep him. He's going to show them why they missed out. And then I think Ibuka's going to get something. I do believe Puka Nakua is going to do his thing as well. I don't know about Kylan Williams. Vontae Adams, not so much. I won't pick him. But you pick 2 or more, pick more or less on the stats, and you can win something. So check out Sleeper. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to hook you up. Match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. I've been starring a lot of your comments, so don't worry. There's a whole bunch of questions in here, and I want to jump right into those questions first, and we're going to talk offense. First and foremost, Sober Sooner asked this question: what are the chances Kevin Wilson is the OC next season? 0%. That's my opinion. You got Arbuckle for 3 years. He's figuring it out. The unfortunate thing is the offensive coordinators you wanted to go after, one of them got a head coaching job, and the others aren't doing very well either. One of them, their head coach just got fired earlier in the season. And another one, they're okay on offense. Okay. So you're not honestly missing much. The guys you wanted and some others I know that we targeted, they're head coaches. It's just the game's the game, dog. You end up, anybody that's worth it, probably going to get a head coaching job this cycle too, because there's so many jobs open that are worth going after. So Kevin Wilson ain't going to be the head coach. Coop, you got a thought on that? I mean, on OC. Got a thought on that?
Yeah. Okay. We took John Mateer from playing in the Pac-2. He played a bunch of nobodies. It's week in, week out. This guy was the Heisman candidate. I mean, he was the Heisman leader after the Auburn game.
Yeah, before he got hurt.
And he get hit, then he got hurt. Okay? If you don't understand at this point that we have a system and that it's something that we're like, guys, we scored a lot more points against Ole Miss than we did, yesterday against Missouri. They're not going to go out and do a lot of stuff. Now, we got interfered with like crazy. Every single one there were 4 times that they did not call pass interference on Missouri against us. We threw the ball downfield, a couple drops. But when you don't feel like there is a chance that we're going to lose the game, why? Why take it up there? You're dealing with a banged up running back. So no, I do not think that there's any chance that Kevin Wilson, Ben Arbuckle is going to be here. This was year 1. You knew the growing pains that were going to come with him, and you're going to have to ride with it, because if you can, Arbuckle, go on for Mateer, you're starting back over, and that John Mateer, guys, he's 17 touchdowns total. He's got 10 passing, 7 rushing. He was not going to put the stats up that he did last year here.
I disagree. I think he could have if he didn't get hurt. Because his numbers have dropped in half since the injury. But yeah,
yes,
I get what you mean.
But you're still playing, from Texas and beyond. It was you're playing a top defense damn near every single week, and he looked better against some of the easier teams. Now, I think that this week, if we score under 20 against LSU, then yeah, I will say I want to hear it. Yeah, I don't think that we have a lot of talent on this offense. I think we got a lot of talent on the offensive line. I think Satania is a very, very, very good number 2. I don't think he should be your number 1. I think that you had a lot of injuries on the outside. I think that when you look across, you need some talent. So does the staff continue to think that that's a situation that you want to do for the portal? Go out, get yourself some better receivers. We'll see what happens. See if there's some of the progression with the younger guys. That's it. There's a lot that's going to be right on. This team's going to be a top 5 preseason pick going in next year. And again, for the 3rd year in a row, it's what can your offense do? But for this game, John Mateer, like you said, ran for 60 yards. He threw for 2 touchdowns, did not turn the ball over. The play to Satania, Jay, was a thing of beauty. It was an absolute thing of beauty. That guy gets an angle, and he was gone. So,
next question over here from T. Do y'all think we go in and hit the portal for running back? Yeah, we're going to need to add some additional bodies. Right now, the running back situation, as the question has come in as well, what the running back situation looks like, we're banged up. X-Rob has a messed up, he has a sprained knee, got a knee brace on it, said put some tussin on it, and he's ready to go, which, got to give him mad props for that. He said put some tussin on it and go. But I think we have the talent. I think we have the talent on offense. I think that this is the first year in the offense where only 2 people know the system. Think that that's kind of where you're at. This reminds me of 2022 with Lebby and DG, and the big difference between that and this is that you're not playing in the Big 12, so you can't just it's the SEC. You're going up against some high quality defensive coordinators. Literally, go look at the defensive ratings in the college football, and the SEC teams are at the highest. They're just good. So you're going up against really good DCs. Remember, these NFL caliber DCs in a lot of these situations. So my point is, I think we have the talent. I think a lot of it's young, and it's going to take a year for them to somebody to step up and take over. I think next year this offense looks dramatically different. I think that next year this offense looks like 23. Now, I don't know if raw numbers we end up like number 4 in total offense like we did. Efficiency-wise, we were like 11 or 12. I could totally see that, though. I could see us being top 20 efficiency. But this was what we asked for. We just said if we had a competent offense, we'd win 10 games. Guess what? We got a competent offense. It flashes. It's not perfect. It ain't pretty. But it does flash and give you enough to win these games. So I want to celebrate some of the good plays, though, that we did do on offense. Because, again, we can bash on the offense and how bad it looks. There's no excuse for it. I 100% agree. But it's not going to get us anywhere. This offense is what it is for the rest of the year. The best chance we have that this offense gets better is we beat LSU, we get 2 weeks off, and then we go play in a playoff game. If things work out even better and we get 3 weeks, then I think this offense can get closer to what it looked like against Michigan. But until we're not actually on the field playing back-to-back weeks, we're going to go actually, it's almost 3 weeks. We'll get a break. So it'll be almost 3 weeks. If you do it right, you may end up with 4. It just depends on how everything else around us happens. But a rest, we're good. So offense-wise, though, Satania, hey, if I'm correct, he's still dealing. He came out one of the games and he kind of like hurt his ankle a little bit. And he's been nursing that for a bit. And he caught that bad boy and was gone. Those are the plays that we know Arbuckle can design and we know that Mateer can see a lot of times. I think for me, I just need him to do a better job of lobbing the ball to where his receivers can go play jump ball with the defender. But yeah, that was a beautiful setup, beautiful play design, beautiful look. You got some good stuff out of that. And then Giovanni Gibson got his first career touchdown, y'all. Yeah. I love that.
I think you're starting to see Giovanni. This is like Giovanni's kind of in week 2 of the season for himself. He was hurt. It was a decent injury. He had to play, which was ruled incomplete, and I do believe it was incomplete. It was on the sideline, the one-hander, give him a little bit more space. He probably comes down with that. Then they go right back to him. That he gets his touchdown. I gotta say this. Like I think that there was a lot of things that we just barely missed. I was very, very happy to see that we took shots downfield. Now, there were a couple times that we were guys were in our receiver's body with the ball in the air, not looking at the ball, no call.
Oof,
and it loosened up the defense. And Jay, I'll say this. Mateer also ran for 60 yards. Missouri has been absolutely terrific at limiting quarterback run all year long.
Nails on limiting.
Like one of the best in the country.
Nails.
One of the best in the country. And I'd like to go back, and I'm going to say this without going and checking on it, but I think that was the best rushing performance by a quarterback this season against Missouri.
I think it was too.
And when I say like 60 yards rushing, I think it might be nearly double the best performance.
Yeah,
but Mateer,
their defense has, even though they haven't left their state, they didn't leave their state for like a month or two. Like the North Sellers didn't even have a good running game against them. And Lenore Sellers we know how much of a monster that dude is. Yeah, he had 10 carries for negative 28 yards. Net, because he kept getting sacked. Like they were eating his lunch up in that game. Like eating his lunch up. It was actually really bad. We know Ty Simpson doesn't run. They beat Jackson Arnold and them, and Jackson Arnold had 14 yards rushing in that game. 14. Of course, the Texas A&M loss was pretty, brutal on them. Marcel Reed had 29 yards rushing in that game.
So I'm guessing 29 would be just less than half of 30.
Diego Pavia had 20 yards rushing in that game.
And that's what he does.
That's what he does.
So,
again, we're getting there. We're doing just enough.
It's not sexy. And I could promise you this. If you macro this and you zoom out and I say, OU finds a way to ride their defense, do what they can, and do enough on offense. I'll just put it this way. You guys are all looking at this. So everybody who wants to get really, really upset about this, and Chuck, talking to you, buddy. If our offense was Missouri, who was one of the best, the best rushing team in college, one of the best rushing teams in college football.
Oh, there
we found something that we were really, really, really good at. And then they come up against us. And it gets shut down. And even Bo, he got most of his yards the first drive, and then I think the last drive of the game. Like he went, that last drive of the game put them up over 300 yards, and the game was over.
Yep.
So, if you guys want, whether you want to believe it or not, this offense by Oklahoma poses enough of a threat, both running as a team and passing as a team, to not let you key in on anything specific. We have won games, not the Michigan game, not running the ball. We won the Auburn game, not running the ball. We have thrown the ball effectively in games.
It's like it's mixed up. It goes back and forth, which has been crazy to me that we've done that back and forth. Like South Carolina, we ran like crazy. Same thing with Tennessee. We did pretty solid in running against Ole Miss. It's like it's just been weird. It's like certain places have been up and down, and what it is you have seen a gradual improvement. It just isn't perfect, and it's not going to be. It's going to be where it is right now. Give it a year to let it improve. Like we saw an improvement from last year. Everybody hates to hear that. We have. There's a reason why we're 9-2 this year in comparison. The offense isn't losing. It is. The offense is scoring.
But I just, again, I point out the fact that like this Missouri team was more of an efficient and a better offense than we were last year. They're really good at running the ball. If we had the Missouri offense, if we just carbon copy had the Missouri offense, they got shut down and lost to Auburn. Our team found a way to beat Auburn.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing is, and again, we can bag on how bad the bad parts of the offense, but we can also celebrate the stuff that they're doing to make sure we don't lose the game. I think that to me is something that deserves a little bit of praise. It leaves a lot to be desired for all of us, 100%. I mean, I keep saying this over and over. I want this team to be better on offense because we're used to it. We're not used to winning these grimy games. Like BB said, they're grimy. They're just in the mud. We're not used to it. But we're doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're in a conference that told us we were going to get chewed up and spit out. Remember that?
At the line of scrimmage.
That's what we were told.
At the line of scrimmage.
At the line of scrimmage. We were told the trenches was going to get our tails kicked. And man, I went back and watched the game. So I saw that Fogier came out. I think he played 6 snaps when I saw PFF. That NFL edges that Missouri got, those NFL edges they got, they were doing work. We did just enough to make sure that material didn't get abused. We gave up 2 sacks all game. They got 6 tackles for loss too. So they actually played some solid defense because they're a good defense. Like you said, Coop, they're up there in sacks this season. They're one of the better teams at getting pressure and getting sacks. They have 31 sacks this season. They average just about 3 sacks a game. They're 15th in the country. Of course, we're the top sack team in the country at 41 because we have the best defensive line, the best defensive front 7 in the country, period. Go argue with the wall. We've done good enough on offense to make sure that we don't just lose the game for us. And I'm happy with that. I am happy that
we won the national championship 13-2.
Yeah, we really did. We really did. Against an offense that was putting up like 30-something a game.
It was. And I don't like some of the situations that happen. I also know that, like, to say that it's Arbuckle is ignorant. I know to say that it's 100% Mateer is ignorant. I know to say that it's the receivers or the skill set. We see less talented teams every week go out and do better. But at this point, they have a script and they follow it. When we've needed to score more, a la Tennessee, Alabama, we have. And then this game, we didn't need to do a lot more. But we did take shots. We threw the ball down the field. And if you guys aren't getting mugged and, the receivers make a big play, we still saw the biggest play of the game came from our offense, correct? We still saw for large periods of the time, John Mateer, when he needed to go do something, he went and got it. And, Coach Dent said, this is the 2001 Ravens. That team went 6 games without scoring a touchdown, I believe.
Which is the wildest thing in the world to me, that you can even do that in the NFL, period. But no, you're seeing some stuff work. You're seeing some stuff. You see breakout moments. That's the only reason why, I can't, like I said, sitting here and complaining about all the stuff that I don't like about the scheme and offense. It's just blowing hot air at this point. It ain't gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna get different this season. They're gonna need a whole another off season, and like you said, Coop, gonna get some more players probably. Cool. To me, it's all good though. We're 9-2, and we keep playing our tails off like we have. We should finish 10-2, and then we're going to the playoffs. And the best part about the playoffs is it's wintertime, Coop. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold. And the two things that travel in cold weather?
Defense and running the ball. And you get your guys healthy.
And God bless our kids.
And you're ready to go. Yes. And Chuck, material does need to be better. We're not like you think that we are.
It's like everybody's arguing with themselves on this. Nobody is. I don't see a point in arguing about it. That's the point. That's the point we're saying. We know. You want me to keep saying it over? Geometry needs to be better. Geometry is not playing good enough. The offensive scheme sucks. Like we keep saying it over and over, but I'm trying to celebrate the good things that these players are doing, that they're trying to overcome. That's all I care about. Like I just don't give a shit. It just doesn't make any sense to sit here and just be pissy and negative nonstop. That's what a lot of people want to do. I don't. It doesn't. I just don't want to keep. We're getting mad about something. It's like, dog, we are 9-2 again in the toughest schedule in college football. Man, we went through the gauntlet. Coop, you said it best. They had to see us. See us. And yeah, Michael, I agreed with them on that when they said it. I've said it on here before. They need to scrap it, but guess what? They can't. Yes. You want to know why they can't? They ain't got the personnel to not use it. You can tell that. That's the thing you can tell. They don't believe they have the personnel based upon practice to be able to handle that. Thank you, Mike, for the 10. Why, Chuck? I didn't realize you were here. You may go. You ain't got to go nowhere, Chuck. Just understand. I agree with Gabe and Teddy that I would love to scrap the RPO, but it appears that they feel like, and truth be told, it appears that BV agrees that we unfortunately have to do it.
And
I just want to be positive about something for a change. Like, shit, we had a terrible year last year. Can we enjoy this for a minute? Like, at all?
That's it. And this team also knows that you can go out and you can kick field goals because the offense is good enough to get us in field goal position. The offense and the defense can combine with field position and make enough plays to get in field goal range that this team is going to have more scoring drives. And this offense, Jay, how many red zone opportunities have we missed out on this year? Because I'm pretty sure that
I don't know if most people knew this, though, dog. We are 100% in the red zone this year. I think we're the only team in the country that's 100% in the red zone right now.
So that leads the country, right?
Possibly. At least tied for number one because it's 100%. That, to me, is pretty... The fact that we convert... Shout out to Titanium Leg. And, yeah. 32 field goals. 23 touchdowns. I'm sorry. We have 32 attempts and we've scored 32 times, 23 touchdowns, 9 field goals. We have scored 23 touchdowns, 71.88% of our red zone attempts turn into a touchdown. 71%. It's not bad. But yeah, I did see that Simmons came in for Fogier. I don't know if Fogier got hurt or he was just getting abused because that edge was working. I'm not gonna lie. Both of their edges. Missouri got they got NFL dudes.
High round. That's going to be a first rounder and probably a second round draft pick at the edge, which is again what you see every single week,
buddy.
What you see every single week, and Jay, also fun fact, since Texas, we have had more scoring drives than every single team we've played except for the Ole Miss team. And, they got us a few times because of the turnovers and, just is what it is.
Yeah. And like I said, and not like I said, I've told y'all this at the beginning of all my videos, and I'm not going to keep repeating it because it should be implied here. Don't negate any negative thoughts you all have. I try to avoid too many of them because we're 9-2. We should celebrate the fact that we're winning games for a change. We used to lose these, and then y'all be in the comments mad at me because I'm like, well, I'm hoping we get better, or I'm just complaining and y'all complain with me. We don't need to kumbaya on the complaints right now. We should just be happy that, dog, we got another dub. So, Coop, X-Rob's got the knee brace, poured some tussin on it. Blaylock's still dealing with that shoulder. But the good thing is, I think I want to jump right into these SEC games. We're going to pay the bills. Shout out partners at Sleeper. But then we're going to talk about, I want to look at these SEC games. Why? Because, hey, man, things may look good for us. Before we keep going, let's talk about our partners over there at Sleeper, our presenting sponsor for the channel. We have to give them a shout out. If you have not checked them out for Daily Fantasy Ball, you are missing out. They're more than just season-long fantasy, and they've got some great promos and options. Like right now, if you use our promo code UNFAIR, they're going to give you $20 just for signing up. And if you decide to make a deposit, use our promo code. They're going to match your deposit at 100% up to $100. And so all you do is go inside of the app, pick 2 or more players, pick more or less on their stats, and boom, you are in the game, and you can make up to 1,000 times your money. So turning those game days into paydays. Also, inside the app, cool stuff. They show you live stats. You've got a chat function so you can chop it up with folks about the biggest plays and the biggest players at the time. So if you want to get into the action, you have the opportunity. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to match your deposit at 100% up to $100. And new users, $20 just for signing up. No deposit is needed, so doesn't hurt to try. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Rate, review, give us 5 stars. We got to look at the competition, man, because SEC was some very interesting ball. We'll talk recruiting as well, because after all of this game, another win, by the way, the visits, and there has been a lot of crystal balls and things been flying around from that, but I digress. So we pull out our win. Tennessee beats Florida, which Tennessee, that win is looking more and more impressive for us as we continue, right? They're going to be moving up. So this will be and we'll be facing our third Tiger team. So we've taken down the Auburn Tigers. We took down the Missouri Tigers. And next we're going to go catch our third Tiger, which would be the LSU Go Tigers. But, I mean, all of these, the biggest one here really is looking at Vanderbilt here. Diego Pavia throwing out there, year 2, by the way. And I like to point him out because it kind of goes back to my theory on the offensive side of the ball. Go look at Diego Pavia's statistics from last season. And then look at this year. And I know a lot of people ask, I've seen a few people ask about Little Sawchuck, Little Gabe. I don't know if Gabe has shown in practice. Let's just keep it real. I just don't know if he's shown it yet. I think he's fast and good. It's all about scheme. And Pavia was running things for Vanderbilt last year. They finished, 7-6? And he threw for 2,200 yards, which is roughly around what John has right now. He ran for 800, but John's not going to run for that many. But then this year, this dude's going to go over 3,000, easy. And he's going to run for, he's probably going to run for another 100-something yards, so he probably have 700. You can see the numbers increase the second year with him and his OC with that entire team. That's kind of my thing. But he balled out. LSU. This is why I want to talk about this week, Coop. I want to talk about this game. LSU, Western Kentucky. Jesus. That is bad. Now, Western Kentucky's no slouch. I mean, they're 8-3.
Yeah.
But should the talent, should they be able to do that? Should they be able to be this close?
I mean, you can't have it both ways. A lot of Big Ten pundits were out slamming the SEC for their cupcake week. I almost, when people continue to complain about things that are just, they are what they are, it kind of is silly to me. And that's kind of where we're going with the offense, conversation today. But I will say this is a game that I think if LSU was good, they would have their coach. They have some players because they've recruited the talent. But this is a team that I would put it this way. I think South Carolina beats Western Kentucky at a greater margin. I think Auburn would have. I think Texas would have. I think Vandy would have. I think Alabama. I think every single team on that schedule that you see on that screen would have beat Western Kentucky with a bigger margin. LSU is in a situation where you got no coach. There's a lot of questions around who's going to want to do what, because your agents are out there talking. You're trying to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to be here next year? It's not like they're showing out. There could be a little look forward to next year or next week for Oklahoma. But at the end of the day, like, LSU's offense is a lot worse than ours.
They're playing bad football right now. Bad football.
And I will say this. Every day of the week, I would bet money that LSU has better skill set players than we do. These guys were high round draft pick. Going into the year, everybody said LSU should be, this was a conference champion pick by a lot of people.
It was.
Because of the wide receivers, because of the tight ends, because of the quarterback, because of the running backs. And it was, if the offensive line could put it together, they could make some stuff happen. We lost out transfer portal options. Is it Barrio? The kid who came from, I want to say Kentucky.
He went
to LSU.
Yeah,
he went to LSU. Obviously, we lost Nick Anderson over there. LSU fans
not
love them some Bauer
still,
Sharp.
If I'm correct, and he's hurt. I don't know when he comes back. I think he's anticipated to be back bowl game.
We'll see on Wednesday. If he's listed there. But there is, guys, they're going to be coming in, and this is a team. And I said it, in our Discord. We have now scored twice on our opening possession in the second half all year long. We were, I think, leading up to this week, we are now 8 out of 11 on our first possession. We've scored something. Barry and Brown. Thanks, sir. We got to start fast because you want to go in and you want to take any type of fight that they have. This is a good secondary. But still, Western Kentucky is Western Kentucky. I mean, it's the same thing as us going, well, Illinois State, we got to watch out for them. They're a D2 big dog. Like, focused teams don't hold on for dear life against Western Kentucky at the end of the season.
No, that's a good point. You got to stay focused against some of these opponents. And it's just crazy to me that LSU has failed like this. It's just wild that it was that far. But 2 weeks ago,
they gave it all against Bama, and I think that might have been the last breath. Because
that's exactly what it is.
Unfortunately, no matter what, it's not like the NFL, the last preseason game where guys are fighting for a roster spot and they want to be seen. That ain't happening right now with this team. With this team, this is what am I personally going to do next year? Because they don't care if it's Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban, or Jesus Christ coming in to coach them next year. That stuff will all get settled out in spring ball. And what did you do in the last game against Oklahoma? That's not going to matter a lot to them. And I don't care what happens. If LSU came out and just worked us at home, I wouldn't say, well, they were fighting for their coach. We did something wrong at that point. But
I agree. Especially
but
our defense plays.
Like you got to get out there and you got to do it. And again, their offense is bad. they've had deals with drops. They've had deals with guys running the wrong routes. You had a lot of penalties. Their offensive line has been super suspect. The defense, their defense is slightly less than what ours was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and if Lane
tracker,
Train leaves, that's going to be bad. The flight tracker is going to be bad for them.
Because I think at this point, some of their, Summerall and stuff like that, like LSU could be in a situation to where they're taking a big risk on a head coach. If Lane decides to stick around or go to Florida, I really, really, really am very curious, because you might see a situation where they're offering somebody that they probably shouldn't. And when I say that, I'm talking about homeboy over at UNLV. I'm talking about bringing Coach O back. I'm thinking about,
Coach O's is coming back. He's coming back as somebody on somebody's staff. It's going to be the weirdest thing ever, but somebody's going to hire him again. It just appears that's going to be
the ball coach going to be back in the business.
Go Tigers.
It's going to be there.
Yeah, I do believe that's going to end up happening, but LSU, they've just fallen apart, man. Nussmeier's not going to be back, so it's going to be Michael Van Buren. And I'm going to be honest, I have no fear of him right now. He needs another year of seasoning. He ain't ready. He needs some more seasoning. He's figuring it out, guys, but he needs some more seasoning. A lot more seasoning.
Jay, Michael Van Buren is going to do really, really good against defenses that are okay and worse.
Ish.
But that dude he is erratic on simple throws. He stares down his targets. There's a very good chance that you can see a 3 to 5 interception type of a game from this defense. There's going to be lots of opportunities. So, and they don't have a running game. That ain't happening. And God bless, their starting running back. Would have loved if he would have came here. But
you're talking about Harlem Berry?
I would love any of the running backs, to be honest with you. But
that is their starting running back right now.
Because
Caden Durham is not their starting running back right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, Durham is coming in, and obviously he's an Oklahoma kid originally. So, but Harlem Berry, both of those guys are guys that we had conversations with. This is going to be the final game at OU, and it's not going to be a night game. It's not a night game because of anything about OU. It's not a night game because of LSU's record. And
yeah, we didn't get lucky to get night feelings. But yeah,
at least it's not 11 a.m. At least it's not 11 a.m.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're on the prime spot for SEC ball at 2:30, and it's going to be a lot of eyeballs on that game. Why? Because there are implications for us. We win, good things happen for us. So the expectation is we should have some good luck. And you're right. There's a lot of smoke out there. A lot of portal smoke out there. And I wouldn't doubt that we would pick up the phone when the season's over if he enters the portal. I mean, come December, the first week of December, we're going to be busy here. We're going to be busy with all the speculation. And then in January, when the portal actually opens, oh my goodness. It's going to be crazy. So, yeah, we'll have our afternoon game, which I'm kind of glad. I didn't want to go sit in the cold for this game this weekend. But, Coop, we did get some pretty good recruiting news coming down the line. We got a quarterback, Jamison Roberts. Appears to be a special talent at quarterback that we are very interested in 2027. He's out of what did I see that he was out of? Alabama.
That is not the Bixby Spartans.
Yeah. Mobile, Alabama. He came through after his game on Friday, came to our game Saturday, and Steve Wiltfong has dropped a crystal ball for us to possibly land the 6'3", 200-pound QB. I'm sold. I need to go watch his film.
I think he just came off of a 6-touchdown performance.
Yep.
Balled out. Obviously, when you bring in a big guy like Bo Bentley in the 26 class, it's really, really tough to Listen, this staff doesn't care where we end in the rankings. They don't care about those rankings at all. They don't. And yeah, the 3-star U stuff. Well, 3-star U is giving us Taylor Wine, R. Mason Thomas, Jaden Jackson, giving us a lot of really, really good players. And if you get a guy with traits, if you get a guy with hunger and coachability, I'll take that kid with this coaching staff every day of the week over a 5-star who expects to walk in and be handed the keys. But this guy is going to come in and he's going to want to come through and compete. And you need to get yourself a 27 guy, getting a guy out of Alabama. Hey, listen, this is Alabama is actually now Oklahoma East. So he's kind of from Oklahoma. So it's kind of like drawing a fence around your state, right? Mm-hmm. No, 3-star U. No, I don't assume it. It is you come here, you're gonna get after it. Now, obviously, we got to see some development. We got to see some Jean Mathieu development. We're all going to want to see that. I think that you're going to need some more on the guys coming after him. But I like his tape. I've watched a little bit of it, and can he come in here and get acclimated?
Yeah, that's it. 27, so that's another year out. I don't try to go that far out. Y'all know me. I try to stick to the class that's coming. So let's keep our eyes on the prize of 2026, in which I think there's going to be some potential flips. The LSU game will probably have the biggest group of visitors. That will be huge. Is going to be the ones this weekend. That's going to be the ones that's going to really jump out. I can't wait to start looking through the list. I need to hit up Colin and see what we've got. I'm going through a lot of it. So yeah, recruiting is going to be fun over the next few weeks. We'll look at polls in just a minute. Before we do that, though, thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button. New to the channel, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. We're going to go into some of these questions. So Johnny asked the question, so what's the announcement you were talking about? So in my morning after, I talked about do not, and this is speculation. This is nothing sourced or anything. Speculation. I said, don't be surprised if there's not an announcement that makes everybody say, oh, at the end of the season. And my speculation is that Mateer has some sort of a knee procedure. I think he gets his knee cleaned up. That's my speculation.
Scope at minimum.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a scope. And you have a scope, you're out for a few weeks. That's what I anticipate. Because it looks like he can't cut, period. Like anytime it looks like he's trying to cut, it looks nothing like it did against Michigan. Michigan, he was just juking them and was gone. He had like one against Auburn at the end of the game. But that looked so forced, but it was also at the end of the game. So I think it was one of those, I'm doing this because this game's over and we got to win. And then the defense finished it. But I think that he's going to end up having to have something. It just looks like it. Of course, everyone wants to know about the running back situation. Stevie with a good question. Go ahead, Coop.
I was going to say, when that ends up happening, you will start to understand also that we've had a quarterback who continues to compete his ass off. Has he been great? No. Has he been good? At times. Yes, he's been good at times. But the knee, the hand, the guy's been competing out there and he's been going to town. And I could promise you that when you put Jackson from last year and him from this year, like that's a guy that's, that Sooner Nation, I think, and it's going to be crazy because I'm going to kind of call it out here. Is I think next year when this offense starts looking to be sneaky good or dangerously good, a lot of people are going to be going, well, I wonder what I guess he really was hurt last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been hurt for a while. Teddy actually kind of oopsed something before the Auburn game.
I can see that because I think it was the Michigan game when he sprained his knee. I think it was the Michigan game.
Yeah. And
then BV mentioned in his coach's show that he's been dealing with a knee deal.
Yeah.
That was all I needed to know. That was my confirmation.
And
there was something wrong. And so it looks like it. I just need him to go out there. I need him to get a few weeks rest. Those sprained knees require a couple of weeks of just kind of treatment. He needs it. But you also want to preserve Hawkins red shirt. He deserves his red shirt. He was supposed to have it last year. He didn't get it. He's going to get his red shirt this year. That way, next year, he's a red shirt sophomore, which puts him into his third year in college football, gets him really acclimated in his second year in the system. And then if things don't work out, he goes out. He's going to play as much as possible next year. And then going into the year after that, it'll be him with Bo Bentley as his redshirt freshman. And Jet New as a redshirt sophomore. Right?
Hey, and I see the Dr. Shin comments. Everybody, Dr. Shin was in the house this week. I don't know if you guys saw that. He was at the stadium, and they were going through warm-ups, and everybody started cheering. The OU guys were doing nothing. The Missouri guys were doing nothing. And all of a sudden, I start hearing all this craziness. And then the dude that usually sits right to the north side of us, him and his son, he says, "Coop, Dr. Shin's in the house." He turned over and he turned the phone over for me, and I was like, "Oh, that's what they were cheering about." But yeah, he was in the house. I think Taylor Wine had a picture on his socials with him. So we never got to see him in the intro videos, but he was definitely in the house.
He was 100% in the house. Stevie, I love this question. What's your thoughts on the new fourth quarter song and Can It Stay? They played Many Men, and everybody lost their minds, I heard. You could hear it. I could hear watch the videos. It was great. I'm glad. They listened.
I will say this. It was not the sing-along that some of the other songs have been. I mean, I was singing, and I had to watch my language, my daughter. Gotta say, forgive me, Finley. At one point, I yelled a new word that she had never heard because I kind of forgot that she was sitting next to me, and she said it later in the afternoon, and I was like, "No, don't say that word."
No, don't say that. That's not a good word.
But the energy in the stadium was lit. Like, people were cheering. A lot of people didn't know what was being said. But if you want to see how did that make the players feel, go watch the videos of Kip Lewis and Kendall Daniels and David Stone. Like, those guys were absolutely lit. And even the Missouri guys were kind of like, "Oh, okay, what's going on here?
They're doing what?" And, they out here doing something. Okay. I'm here for it. I would like for it to stick around, especially because of the hard to kill mantra they're flying with. I love that defensive energy. And speaking of defense, two good questions here. One, who will be the Cheetah backup for the first half? Man, I am not gonna lie, I'm a little stressed on that. Not because I think I have actual concerns. It's just I watched the Reggie Powers play. I was actually watching it before we got on here, and man, it's textbook because it looked like he was launching, but he had his hands right here in his face. And it was because his head did this for a second and then he pushed is why they called it. He did get contact at the crown, but he didn't fly at him as if it was like helmet first. You could see the push. And it sucks that, unfortunately, it is textbook, regardless of how you were not trying to. Dropping his head. If he didn't drop his head and just hit him in his chest with his hands like he was trying to do anyway, he got it. And the biggest thing is, as somebody was going back and forth with me on the socials about that, was saying it was an unnecessary hit. Reggie didn't see that the pass got tipped. He was watching the receiver, and when the quarterback was throwing it, he looked at the receiver trying to take him out. Got something to pass. So yeah, and I don't know who backs him up. I think Kendall Daniels just played the whole first half.
I don't doubt that. I will obviously at that point the refs were not the crowd favorites, and like I already mentioned, they were booing everything anytime a ref would walk. What actually happened though? The entire crowd, the ball knowledge of everybody around us was absolutely phenomenal. And none of us even considered it because it did not, from our seats, it was right past the 50 going the other way. But in our seats, we couldn't see it very well. And so we didn't see it. I mean, we didn't see the targeting aspect of it all, but everybody was doing balls tipped, like in the crowd. Everybody, in front of us, the parents, everybody was going crazy. And then obviously when they said targeting, I thought there's no way. And then they did it. So that's why I changed my my Discord profile pic to RP3 because
hitting people, man. They love to hit people. I'm putting together a compilation now of all the big hits from him, Boganowski, as well as Kendall Daniels. Oh, and it's been so much fun looking at all those hits. Just violence. But this was a good one too. TJ, it's a great question, and I don't know if very many people recognize this. Yeah. The rec specs were being rocked by David Stone. And for your answer, TJ, the reason why he was rocking the rec specs is he said that he couldn't see because his contacts kept getting knocked out because, they're pretty violent on that defensive line. His contacts kept getting knocked out during the game, and so he was playing without seeing through most of the second half of most games. He's just out there just running around being effective and using instincts. Well, the coaches recommended, man, you probably need to rock some rec specs because your contacts keep flying out because you're hitting people. And so he did that, and now he's terrifying even more.
He looks like Rick Vaughn from Wild Thing from Major League, like coming in with the crazy glasses. They showed a zoom in on him, and I was like, "Who the hell is that defensive lineman?" And then I was like, "Oh, it's David Stone."
Oops, didn't realize that. Yeah, I said the same thing.
He was getting asked.
Interesting.
He was getting asked about it a bunch up in the stands after the game.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. It's just funny, just you know what I'm saying. Seeing it is just hilarious. Like, yeah, it's interesting. But no, he went out there and he rec shot
in the backfield
per the usual. Yeah, it's definitely vintage Eric Dickerson rec specs. That's what made it so weird. I don't know if it was the same crew from the Auburn game, Michael. To be absolutely honest, I don't think it was. Johnny Doby is still battling a few things. So, I mean, he came back from the ankle injury. He got 2 other injuries, like a shoulder and a hammy. And I think that at this point, they just kind of let him shelf because he fell out the rotation. That's why you wasn't really seeing him. It's Powers and it's Daniels, period. And I don't know what it's going to be next year. Actually, next year, maybe Taylor Heim with Powers rotating at that spot. So you actually may see some Taylor Heim in that game. Taylor Heim's 6'6", but he's like 220, 225. We need to get him like to 240 because he's a giant, but he's very hard at defending. But I don't, and yes, they are trying to get it rescinded. They have put in a appeal. I don't see it being pulled because it was soft. I don't see it. But yeah, I do sense that he's going to end up not playing first half.
Texas also had one too. Ty Anthony Smith, except for his, I mean, his was just a legit football play, but again, by the rule of the book, it was a pretty good one too. So he'll be missing the first quarter, the first half against A&M.
Yeah. Oh man. Actually, I don't know. That's a good question. Did the Selman brothers rock the rec specs? You might be right. I'm looking at some pictures of them now and see if I can find them in a helmet. But I wouldn't doubt it. That would be in every level hilarious.
Oh yeah, I guess
the good old rec specs, as they call it. Ba-doom-ts. Play on words. Oh, the hit was pretty. To me, I think it was a soft targeting call. But at the same time, like I said, it is textbook because he dropped his head. If he didn't, you'll probably see, like I said, I think you'll see Heim out there or whatnot. There's a lot to look at. Let's wrap it up. The polls dropped. Ain't much changed, really. Oklahoma is in roughly the same spot. We're 8. I don't. Oregon jumped up to 5, which is interesting. But I don't think this changes much. Yeah, they took Ole Miss's spot. Ole Miss dropped to 6 because they had the bye week. They gave it to Oregon because they beat USC soundly at home. So
I know that
I don't know.
there's some trepidation about would they flip Notre Dame in front of OU because Notre Dame went out and won 70-7, and then OU won 17-6. Syracuse is god awful. OU now has the talking point of leading the country in ranked wins at the time that they played the opponent. Notre
Yes.
Dame still has nothing as far as who they've beat. The only strength that I think Notre Dame got was with Pitt going and kind of handling Georgia Tech pretty well. That made the Pitt game look a little bit. I think if anything, that just tells me that the ACC is cheeks. I think anybody who thought that it wasn't already now is like, okay, yeah, everybody else was right. I don't see anything changing. Of course, that's going to be Tuesday. None of that matters, and I'm not going to get too emotionally into anything because none of it matters until after about 6:30 on Saturday.
Yep, 6:30 Saturday.
You go out.
Yeah.
You go out. You handle your business. It doesn't matter.
You're
going to get 3 weeks off. You get to heal up a lot of your players. You get to rehab a lot of the players. And Jay, I mean, if we look ahead and everything kind of stays scratch up in front of us, we're going to have a lot of what we've seen to this point in front of us. So we know what we can do. Playing Notre Dame first game in Norman, if that doesn't change, Notre Dame's about what we've seen from some of the teams that we've played here recently. The only thing is Notre Dame's never seen anything like us.
Nope. And that's the good thing. I think Notre Dame is a good team. I'm not going to pretend like they're not. They gave the business to Texas A&M. They battled it, but they ended up losing at home. I do think that they're a good team, so you're not going to hear me knock them whatsoever. I also believe that we could probably give their offense problems.
I think we will.
And
after
our
LSU,
offense will do enough against their defense. Doesn't have to do a whole bunch. Again, we know that the most important thing for us on our offense is being decent, being comparable, being
complimentary.
There's you go. Just play well enough to score some points. And we did that. I mean, we scored 2 passing touchdowns, which is still just wild to me. We had rushing touchdowns against Bama. So, yeah, you just want to do enough. And you can. That's all that matters. So, with that being said, in this game, we play Notre Dame. Right now, basically what we're trying to figure out is, will we host a game or will we go to them? As long as we close this weekend. LSU's they're not gonna lay down, but they're gonna probably lay down. I expect
them stay around.
I expect their availability report to be crazy Wednesday night. I think it's gonna be a CVS receipt.
Kind of like Florida had 17 people listed on their injury report for the Tennessee
That's
game.
wild, man.
17.
That's so wild. 17 players that didn't play. Whew. That's painful. So, all right. We're out. I would love for us to host too. We just got to win this weekend. We talked about it last weekend. We got to win against Missouri. We pulled that off. Now we need to win against the other Tigers, and we're good. So thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. We will talk about next week's game Wednesday evening, most likely, depending on what Coop's life is like. And because Thanksgiving's coming up, and it's going to be a lot to chill on. We may do something Tuesday after the playoff deal starts. I don't know. We'll see what Coop's life looks like. So hit the like, subscribe, bell notification, join us. And again, told y'all, I'm not going to even argue with things being bad. I'm just going to give y'all a positive perspective. We'll talk soon. Love you all. Have a good weekend.